For my cultural experience, I chose to explore Native Indigenous culture. We have a museum in Bend, Oregon, where I live, called the High Desert Museum, and they have an Indigenous Speakers series every month. I chose to go to one for the first time for an author named Mariah Gladstone. Her native name is also Walking Raven Woman, and she is the author of IndigiKitchen, which is a cookbook that highlights a lot of traditional native food and making it accessible for all and approachable, and honors a lot of native foods and easy ways to cook them. What was amazing about Mariah's presentation was not just highlighting her cookbook and her love for food and cooking in an indigenous way with indigenous ingredients, but she also shared a lot about the history of oppression, especially as it relates to food for Native people. She elaborated on the U.S. government taking land from Native people and therefore eliminating resources of food, like hunting buffalo on purpose on the reservation that she grew up, the Blackfeet Reservation in Montana, and how they then hired Native people for very little amounts of money to collect the remnants of the buffalo to be sold back onto a more white market, though those buffalo are traditionally on the land of the Blackfeet Reservation. She also shared about techniques that tribes will use to this day to grow crops that the white agriculture market will not use, because it's less capitalistic focused. It's more of a slow grow that benefits the land and the plant and the people more. It's called the Three Sisters technique. I thought it was really interesting. She talked about how corn, bean, and squash all need each other to grow. The corn acts as a stalk for the beans, while the squash grows on the ground, and it acts as a natural pesticide and a natural shader. And that was just one of those things that really opened up my eyes to Native culture and the appreciation that they have for land and the ways that they go about so many things in their day-to-day. She said this really interesting quote that was, "The land misses us as much as we miss the lands." And I thought that was a really beautiful summary of how she tied in her work today with her cookbook, and how it's honoring the strife of Native people overcoming and celebrating their culture despite it all.